Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Wajaha and today we are talking again about Arbitrum. Now for those of you who don't know or haven't watched already, I've been making a few videos here and there about the Arbitrum ecosystem and Arbitrum as a whole. It's something that I'm pretty excited about and I'll kind of explain why as we go along. Now, what I wanted to do is I just wanted to give you a quick update on kind of the state of Arbitrum at the moment. We are pretty much in November almost, so the end of 2022, and I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of kind of how Arbitrum has changed over time and where we are today. And you can see this chart here that I've got on the screen. We can have a look at the kind of transaction volume and the gas over the time that Arbitrum has been around. And you can see here at the start, transactions in the blue line is what we're looking at. We had an initial kind of spike with the initial hype of Arbitrum, and steadily this kind of period here for a few months where things were kind of stable. And since then, the blue line, this blue chart, has shown that transactions have been slowly increasing, month after month after month after month. We're putting higher highs on this chart, and you can see here in the last few weeks, really, we've basically put in kind of all-time high transaction volume here, and I think that basically just goes to show that the Arbitrum ecosystem is really thriving at the moment. Now, what's really interesting is if you look at this green line, which is the gas in terms of dollars, you can see here that it was fairly stable here, and when the Arbitrum Odyssey came out, we had these huge spikes. And following this, Arbitrum decided that they were going to pause the Odyssey and they were going to work on one of their big upgrades called Nitro. And what Nitro did was help to make gas more efficient, transactions more efficient, and you can see here that following the release of Nitro, gas fees, the amount of gas that is used on the Arbitrum network, is all pretty much at all-time lows, despite the fact that transaction volume is at all-time high. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is that Arbitrum is thriving. It's really doing well at the moment, and it kind of makes sense. The applications that are coming onto Arbitrum every single week are growing, and you can see this directly if you go to DeFi Llama. You can see here that since the lows that we've had in July, Arbitrum, around 500 million TVL, we've slowly been increasing, and today, we are at $1 billion TVL. That's pretty interesting, pretty amazing actually. And I think the other thing that you can see here is the number of applications. We've now got 115 according to DeFi Llama. Of course, there are going to be a few on here that aren't on DeFi Llama. Now, of these 115, only about 39 of them have a TVL of above 1 million. So I don't think it's anything to get too excited about at the moment. But we can see the growth of these ecosystem applications, especially some of the native ones like GMX, like Radiant, Dopex, Mycelium, Vesta Finance as well. Some of my favorites like Handle Finance too. You can really see the growth of them, and that is obviously reflective in not only the number of transactions on the network, but also the total value locked. And yeah, you can see kind of why these applications are so good. Look at GMX, for example. Look at the fees that GMX has generated in the last one day. It's the third highest in pretty much the entirety of crypto. Now, of course, this website Crypto Fees doesn't include everything, but you can see here that clearly people are paying to use GMX. And you can see here that it's pretty much second to Uniswap in terms of applications. It's higher than Aave, higher than Sushi, Curve, Balancer, Compound, SNX, Optimism. Optimism is not really an application, but Trader Joe, Osmosis, MakerDAO. I think it's pretty amazing that GMX is really fighting significantly higher than these other applications and fighting with the likes of Uniswap when its total value locked is a tenth of the Uniswap's. So I think that's pretty amazing. And on top of that, its market cap is probably 1/15 of that of Uniswap. And the other thing is that Uniswap's token isn't kind of revenue generating yet. But GMX is, and GMX token holders are, really thriving at the moment with the rise of their application. And again, you can kind of just see kind of how cheap it is to use the Arbitrum network here. Swapping a token on average 13 cents. You can see that on other kind of networks it's a little bit more pricey on other layer 2s. You have got ZK Sync, but ZK Sync is very immature at the moment, and Arbitrum seems to be really developing well. I just wanted to also recap the Arbitrum Odyssey, which is currently paused. I think we're waiting for that to come, and when that really comes, I think Arbitrum as a whole is going to really skyrocket. I think that's when we'll see possibly a narrative around Arbitrum, and we may see a lot of these Arbitrum altcoins really skyrocket. Time will tell, of course, but I think bringing some more eyes to the Arbitrum ecosystem through the Odyssey, bringing more people, more users, more transactions, it can only be a good thing. And of course, remember, Arbitrum doesn't have a token yet, and perhaps they will distribute their governance token, that's if they are to release one, to the people who contribute, the people who use these applications, the people who participate in the Arbitrum Odyssey. You know, time will tell, of course, but I think that's something to really consider. So yeah, I think just my little update is that Arbitrum is thriving, transaction fees are pretty much all-time highs, gas fees are controlled, applications are growing, TVL is growing. I mean, I don't see what is there not to like about Arbitrum at the moment. It's the place to be. It's the place where applications are growing. And yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back with another video soon.